Geauga Cable Access Corporation and TCI Cablevision of Ohio, in cooperation with Cablevision, proudly presents the 1995 Ohio High School Division II Football Regional Semifinals between the Riverside High School Beavers and the Chardon High Hilltoppers. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Chardon High School Boosters Club, the Riverside High School Boosters Club, Junction Auto Sales, dependability since 1931. Your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle, conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. By Clemson Excavating. By Chuck Olds, Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. By Newman, Larry, and Bryce, attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building Products for all your lumber and building material needs. By Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters, all snow equipment on sale now. By Lawson Ford and Mercury, the largest Ford Mercury dealership in the Tri-County area. By Connecticut, water treatment equipment for home and industry. Spear Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving Geauga County for 44 years. Universal Disposal. Friedaba Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. The Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261 Chardon. Waste Management of Ohio Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid waste and recycling needs. Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. And by TCI Cablevision of Ohio, we're taking television into tomorrow. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, local community programming specifically for Geauga County. And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Chardon High School football. We are in the playoffs, and it's Chardon taking on Riverside. I'm Craig Dees, joined just like last year by John Walsh. And John, we're ready for the kickoff.
Should be a fine game. The fourth meeting of these two teams in the last
John Reeves tees it up and heads it in the direction of one of the upmen. Riverside picks it up. That's Boziacki with the return, and he's tripped up at the 17-yard line, and that's where Riverside will take over. First down and 10. The starting offensive unit for the Beavers. The tight end is Kevin Rodstrom, the left tackle Jim Green. Chris Bezig is the left guard. The center is Tom Leskovan. Rob Ryan is the right guard, and Kevin Biddle is the right tackle. Kyle Rodstrom will be in a slot. The wide receiver, Alan Boziacki, got some great numbers, this kid. The quarterback is Paul Catalano, and the fullback, John Leskovan, and the halfback is Ben Stocum. First down and 10 for the Beavers. They go over the left side for 3 or 4 tough yards, Stocum gets. And the starting defensive unit for the Hilltoppers, the big front four of Rick Conroy, Ian Landy, Steve Taylor, and Dave Proust. The linebackers, Mike Pennell, Nick Goshi, and Scott Platts, and the defensive backs of Chad Wyanchek, Todd Goodwin, Eric Montgomery, and Kyle Bergen. That is the unit. Gain of 2 for Riverside. Second down and 8. Paul Catalano, the senior quarterback, under center. Again, it's Stocum, and he goes left side and may have picked up a yard. Coming up to make the play for Chardon is Nick Goshi.
Yeah, Goshi comes out of that middle position and is just playing tremendously. He's picked up from Honigman last year, a fine inside linebacker. Again, that's the strength of Chardon. The linebacking cores, secondary this year is a little bit stronger than it was last year. More speed. They play different. They play more man-to-man coverage, where last year was more zone coverage. It's a fine defensive unit out there for Chardon tonight.
Third down and 7. Boziacki goes wide to the right as Catalano rolls out. Looking underneath, has one of the upmen. That's Leskovan, who picks up the first down and more as he goes up to the 35-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Beavers. We should tell you that it's been raining for most of today, and about, 3 minutes before game time, the rain had stopped. The field isn't dry, but at least the rain has stopped.
Yeah, it's still going to make a slick ball, and if anything, that favors Chardon. Chardon being more of a running team, or Riverside leans a little heavier towards the pass, but it didn't seem to hurt Catalano on that particular one as he delivered it well to his fullback.
They'll spot the football, the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Beavers. In motion goes Stocum, and flags fly, and we got some movement.
Yeah, I think we had a little pickup on the right side of Riverside's offensive line there. where it's just a case of the nerves coming up in this opening playoff game here.
So a loss of 5 will send the ball back to the 30-yard line. First penalty of the day, first down and 15 now for Riverside.
Yeah, they're in one of the areas there that's a little soft. Right in the middle of the field there, it's soft on pretty much the whole length of the field. Sidelines are good, solid turf, so could be a good night for quick little dumps on the sideline patterns in the flats or sweeping outside.
Cblvsn split wide just to the left of your screen. They hand the ball to Stokeham, caught behind the line of scrimmage, but bursts ahead to the original line of scrimmage, and a couple yards more than that, a fine 7-yard run by Ben Stokeham when he could have been trapped for a loss of 2 or 3.
Yeah, Rick Conroy just knifed right through, had him deep in the backfield, but he could only get a handful of jersey there, which wasn't enough to bring down a good, strong running back.
2nd down and 8. Rivers talking to Don Anderson this week. He says, you know, last year we were kind of wide-eyed coming into the playoffs, but this year we're a little more confident. They've been here, they've done that. They're no stranger to Chardon. Chardon did get defeated a couple weeks ago, so it can be done. All the much more positive for this
the
Painesville
experience,
Riverside.
playoff experience means a lot.
2nd down and 8. Stokeham goes in motion. Catalano fires, and that's a lateral. Stokeham picks it up, and he's in all kinds of trouble, and he will go down, and he'll lose about 4 yards. Coming up to make the play for Chardon, Scott Platts.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I think that was going to be a quick little, make it look like a pass, but actually it's a backwards lateral. And I think he fully intended to pass from there, but he just didn't have time. Once you get out of sync on that, and you have to have the ball on the ground, it's kind of panic time, and the play, it kind of goes to the wayside.
That's a loss of 4 on the play. 3rd down and a long 12 to go. Rodstrom goes in motion. And Catalano rolls out. Being chased, looking downfield, throws. Boziacki catches the ball and dropped it at the 40. Would not have been enough for a first down. Would have been about 5 yards short anyway. And a punting situation coming up for the Beavers.
But it wasn't a bad possession for Riverside, because if anything, they established they can move the ball pretty much. Here's a replay of that. You have the little play fake, roll out to the right. Looking for his receiver, getting a little bit of pressure in the middle from Platts. Dumps it off, but he's about 5 yards in front of the stick, so even if it had been held on to, it would have been enough, and Riverside would have been forced to punt anyhow.
4th down and 12. Ben Stokeham is the punter for Riverside. Going back deep for Chardon, Eric Montgomery, and Scott Lahadney.
Yeah, this is where the experience comes into play. Like I said, last year Riverside didn't know the level you got to kick up. Now they're fully aware of that, including the coaching staff. It's experience for them too to find out what playoff level of football is all about. And they're ready tonight. The
snap's a good one. Stokeham with a low line drive kick that will bounce. Picking up by Lahadney at the 24 across the 30, hit at the 36 and punished out of bounds. But Chardon will get the football for the first time in the 1995 playoffs. Scott Neal, the quarterback. And I'm sure I'll be faked out of my shoes within the first 2 or 3 plays with the way he handles the football. Bob Cobb, Conroy, Gary Renner, and Tim Michael, the men in the backfield. Keith Jenkins, Kyle Bergen, Chad Wyansik, and Eric Montgomery will be the guys he'll get the football to, along with Scott Platts and Shane Bartholomew. The big guys up front, Kent Hardesty, Rick Conroy, Ray Landis, Rob Conroy, and Dave Pruce. First down and 10 for the Toppers. The ball's at the 37-yard line. And Neal hands the football straight up the middle. And I think that was Gary Renner on the carry.
Yeah, this is night you'll probably see a lot of Gary tonight. It's with the wet field position, just straight ahead handoffs probably work the best.
Give him a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Eric Montgomery comes to the near side. Wing T offense for the Toppers. Neal keeps the football, going to keep it running the option. 40, tripped up nicely at the 44-yard line. Brought down by Kevin Rodstrom.
Yeah, Stokeham sealed off on Michaels on that one, took away the pitch, but Neal, he executes the option play perfectly. As soon as he saw the outside was sealed for the pitch, they kind of left him alone. He cut it up and got it, you know, a few yards out of it.
The officials, there was a flag on the play, and they call holding against Riverside. Didn't even see the flag. Must have got into a mud puddle. Let's take another look.
Maybe you'll do it right in front of our cameras here tonight.
There you see Neal with the football going around the end.
Yeah, I see the camera kind of honed in on Renner, so right away they do fake out. It's tough to follow the ball when you have Neal with his magic running at that quarterback position.
So it's a 1st down and 10 now for Chardon at the Riverside 47-yard line. Conroy is the wing, and they hand the ball straight up the middle, and that is Renner again. And he might have got a yard.
Yeah, the Riverside up front unit's doing a good job tonight, because I'll tell you, Chardon has a huge offensive line in front of them, just taking you right across the board there. They're coming from tackle to tackle. They're going 255, 2 1/4, 240, 250, 265. It's a lot of beef. They outside Riverside, but Riverside's getting quickness and sealing up those little gaps and not getting pushed off the ball.
Quick hitter straight up the middle. It's Michael. He's got a lot of room. Check that. That's Renner. And he's to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. Looking around. No flags. This one will count. Wow. Quick to the line.
Boy, I'll tell you, as soon as I said they're winning the line of scrimmage battle, Rick Conroy and Ray Landis, the center and the guard, blew open this massive hole for Renner just to march straight up the gut on him. Beautiful up front blocking.
Wow. How many yards was that?
45 yards.
That was a 45-yarder. Gary Renner. Only a sophomore.
Yeah, a long way to go.
And Scott Mackar in to attempt a PAT. And it's good. So with 5:56 to go here in the opening quarter, Chardon on a nice drive and a 45-yard touchdown run by Gary Renner. Puts the Toppers up 7-0.
It's time for Riverside to come back. This next series is important to them, because right now, like I said, this is the 4th meeting in the last 2 seasons they've had. Chardon winning the previous 3. You know, they might start feeling snake bit, and that quick touchdown could put the hurts to them. Riverside's got to get back into this game mentally and just prove they belong in the field, which they surely do, because they put together a fine season here. But they need to get that little bit of stigma off their backs, if you will, and push the ball down a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look at Riverside's last 2 seasons, they began last season with a loss to Chardon. They ended last season with a loss to Chardon. They began this season with a loss to Chardon, and they're hoping that they don't end this season with a loss to Chardon. It's the only team that's beat them in 2 years. They have been 18-0, except for playing Chardon.
I know, and they got to get inside of your head like that, and that's hard to do. Even though you know that you're equal in talent and all that, you still have that background, and you got this little fear. They got to get over that and get right back into it. And the best way to do that is to take this kickoff and start marching down the field.
Alan Boziacki, John Kalish, and Jamie Holbrook go back deep for Riverside. John Reeves set to kick off. They kick it to the near side in the direction of Kalish, who picks it up at the 17. He's across the 25. He's across the 28 to about the 29-yard line before he is stopped dead on the play by Zach Brazes. And Riverside will get the football back, 1st down and 10. Moved the football the last time, picked up a 1st down before their drive stalled.
I'll tell you, Brazes and also Ryan Deweese were in on that tackle. Those are 2 of the top special team guys Chardon has out here. They both strong hitters, both very quick, and they just do an exceptional special teams job for Chardon, which is an important part of this football team.
They'll spot it on the 29. It's a 1st down and 10. And they run the ball up the middle, Stokeham, and he fumbled the football, and Chardon has it. That must have popped out there just at the end, because Scott Platts jumped up off the ground, fists flying in the air, And next thing you know, the ball is back.
That has to be a factor of the wet field, because it was all bunched up. He didn't take a hard hit.
That sure is loose. Look at that.
Yep, Platts is all over him, and we got something too. I couldn't see
Steve
who.
Taylor,
maybe Montgomery. I could have been 62 Taylor.
So
not sure who got the recovery there.
Chardon has an opportunity now to build their 7-0 lead inside the 29-yard line. Neal hands the ball up again. Guess who? Gary Renner, touchdown. My, oh my.
I'll tell you, he got caught pretty close to the line of scrimmage, and he just shook the tackler off and just made that play himself. Excellent run by Gary Renner, who's having one big night so far in his introduction to the playoffs here as a sophomore.
Oh, you said the word snake bit? Wow.
Yeah, that's...
The snake bit twice, quick.
I tell you, it's almost worth timeout time. You don't want to burn one early, but you got to get those guys mentally to that game.
Shoot on a...
If I was Coach Anderson, I'd seriously think I'd take one just to pump those guys back up again.
Scott Macar into attempt a PAT, snaps a good one, and it's blocked. So the PAT is blocked. Not quite sure who got a hand on that, but at the 4:58 mark, it is 13-0. Chardon leads it. One thing we do want to tell you is that the Chardon Boosters Club is selling a terrific coupon book stuffed full of savings. These coupon books are not the entertainment books, but they do contain coupons from local area merchants. This is an exclusive offer from the Boosters Club with over $1,500 in savings in every book. So be sure to contact any Chardon Booster Club member for your special coupon book. Not a bad early Christmas gift. I wouldn't mind $1,500 worth of savings in my Christmas stocking, I'll tell you what. So get a hold of the Chardon Boosters. Goes to a good cause. Support the Chardon Boosters and pick up that coupon book.
Well, I tell you, the Chardon side is rocky. This press box is just shaking here.
4:58 to go. Already in the first quarter, it's 13-0.
This is kind of the way the opening game this season went. Chardon scored the first 2 times they had the ball. I think it took them only 5 plays to put 14 points on the board. Then Riverside played them even the rest of the game, but unfortunately those 14 points were hard to come by, and hopefully they can make better inroads tonight and get back into it sooner.
Well, it's so early. Here's the kick. Boziacki takes it at the 20, and he's across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and that is where Riverside will take over once again.
Yeah, Bill Gilbert that time snuck through there and kind of tripped him up, got him off balance as he was going into the rest of the guys. A good penetration by Bill on that play.
Paul Catalano is the quarterback. Of course, Tate Anderson was the quarterback here last year for Painesville Riverside. He was a good one. It's nice if you're a Chardon to have Scott Neal come back for a second year in the playoffs, where this is Catalano's first year running the show for Riverside. First down and 10. Stokeham lost the yard, ran right into the right side of that Hilltopper defense. Didn't get very far. Coming up off the pile, Steve Taylor.
Yeah, I think he ran right into the arms of Rick Conroy, which the camera should pick it right up here.
Oof. Brick wall, huh? Loss of more than a yard. The rain begins to fall again. It's not falling, it's raining sideways again.
I think that might have been Steve Taylor, now that I saw the replay and stuff. Whoever it was, he just flat out stopped him right there on the line.
Second down and a long 11 to go. Rodstrom goes in motion. Catalano going to hang on to it, leaps his way back to the original line of scrimmage. Boy, he hung himself out there. That could have been disastrous.
Oh yeah, once you leave your feet or something, you're just susceptible. Luckily, there was nobody coming along.
I think it's Rick Conroy that comes up to make the play. Right out of Scott Neal's book with the nice fake. And right up over the middle. So third down, a little less than 10 to go. 3:24 and counting here in the opening quarter. Chardon leads it by a score of 13-0.
Yeah, they got to keep
along
those
with John
horses.
Walsh.
Got to keep the horses out of the backfield here, because I'm sure the ball is going to be put up in the air by Catalano. He's taking a timeout.
Riverside doesn't like what they see, and they will take their first timeout. One thing that we do want to remind you that this program is being brought to you by the Geauga Cable Access Corporation in conjunction with support from the Chardon community. The Cable Access Corporation is currently contacting township and villages for funding from their cable television franchise fee. This is a fee that's paid by cable subscribers each month. If sufficient funding is obtained, programs such as commencements, concerts, sporting events, and other school-oriented programming will be carried on the Cblvsn system. GCAC is a private entity and is not associated with Cblvsn. Programming such as this can only be funded by your support and the franchise fee cable subscribers pay each month. If you'd like to see more programming such as this, please let your local government officials aware of your opinion. Thank you for your support, and in particular, many thanks to the Chardon High Boosters Club. And I tell you what, all the sponsors we've mentioned tonight, the Chardon High Boosters Club in particular, this game would not be on the television tonight or this afternoon whenever you're watching this, and we really do appreciate all their support. And just another note, if Chardon wins, we'll be back next week, and we can always use more funding. So we'll give you some numbers to call later on. But back to the business at hand, 3rd down and 10 for Riverside. Catalano going to keep it. Actually, it's Kyle Rodstrom who lined up as the quarterback. The lefty gets stuffed at the 30-yard line. Man, oh man. Mike Pennell came up, literally picked him up off his feet and slammed him down to the ground.
He kind of stuck his face mask right in his chest and just drove him backwards on that one, as you'll see on the replay here.
Watch
here, Pennell should come up right there, face mask in the middle and just drive back. That's textbook type tackling, how they teach you just to get your face head up, come straight into the guy and just pump those legs.
Stokeham into punt for the 2nd time tonight, going back deep, Montgomery and Lahadny. Good snap again. Another line drive kick, but it's a good one. And that will get over Montgomery's head, bounce inside the 15, and they'll let it go to the 10 before it takes a little U-turn at the 11-yard line. So if nothing else, Riverside's picked up a little bit of field position here. As the first quarter winds down, we're down to the 2:14 mark.
That's good. They'll give their defense a chance here to settle down, because now they got field position. Chardon's kind of got their back to the goal line. They're a little limited in what they're going to do. They're not going to do the high-risk plays and all. It's going to be straight ahead, so Riverside can kind of put their ears back and come right back at them and just plug holes, stop them down here, and get back into this ball game.
It has not been high risk at all for Chardon so far. It's been up the middle twice.
Yeah, 2 quick hitters to Renner right up the middle for long touchdowns.
They go that direction again, and that time it was Renner, and he might have got a yard.
Yeah,
numbers. Check that. Yeah, that is Renner. It's so hard from where we're sitting. I apologize already for Renner and Michael, the 25 and a 35. We got to get them to change numbers.
I'll tell you, those white on black are hard to read anyhow. And as we get more and more muddy, it's going to be that much more difficult too. And right now they're in one of those areas in the field where it's a little bit sloppy. That's about where extra points are kicked.
2nd down, 9.
Boy.
That time it is Michael, and he's got a lot of room. Huge gain on the ground for Chardon all the way up to the 37 or 38-yard line, and he fumbled the football.
I think Wave Riverside has it.
And Riverside does get the football.
I don't know. Have to see on that one if there was a ground caused or what, because that's what it looked from this vantage point. It looked like the ground could have caused it.
Tim Michael came off the field holding his hip. I don't know if he got slammed down, but the ball did pop loose before he hit the deck, and that'll give Riverside the ball with excellent field position at their own at Chardon's 38-yard line. 1st down and 10.
A break for Riverside. They badly needed one too.
Catalano to throw underneath, incomplete. Kyle Rodstrom had it and lost it as he tried to dive forward. That would have only been a gain of about 3, so 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, referee was right on top of that one as he was facing. You saw him pull up to his chest, drop it, and try to pull it back in. But he looked up and saw the referee staring at him, so he knew he wasn't going to get any breaks on that one.
9-1, the Riverside Beavers come in. Their only loss was the Week 1 loss to Chardon by a score of 20-6. After that game, their defense allowed only 8.4 points a ball game for the last 9 games. played some pretty darn good defense.
Well, like I said, after the first quarter, they only allowed 6 points against Chardon.
2nd down and 10. Now it's Rodstrom at the quarterback. The lefty throws underneath. Almost a great catch by John Leskovan. That ball was behind him. He still almost reeled it in.
He spun around, did a complete 180 to get to it, twisted himself, and still almost came up with it. They're going to show it again right here.
They've been running that quarterback.
He's rolling around, rolling out left with the lefty. He throws a little Bernie-style sidearm. And you can see Leskovan just contorted around there and made a heck of a good effort to get to that ball.
So 3rd down and 10 for Riverside. Alan Boziacki is split wide to the right. Dave Pruce pointing at something. Catalano back to throw. Rolls out, throws underneath. Pass is incomplete. Broken up nicely by Chad Wiancik. And that'll bring up a 4th down, and you're almost in 4-down territory at this point, John. You're down 13
Yeah, pretty much. You almost have to, and it's hardly worth punting in this area of the field. I'd go for it. You're within the 40 there, so you almost have to, but I tell you, it's tough to throw around those 2 corners of Chardon. They're like shadows of the offensive player. They just stick to them. Wiancik and Bergen, they're both excellent coverage men at those corners.
40 seconds to go. They pitch it. Oh, a little pooch kick.
Not a bad idea.
And that's going to head out of bounds. Where does it go?
Whoa. Where's he walking to?
Walking to the 15-yard line. So that's not bad. He'll take it at the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you, our angle's terrible. I thought it was somewhere around the 5 it went out.
35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Let's take another look at that. Kind of an interesting play. They pitch it out. They fake it.
It's not a bad idea if you can get it down in the hole there and stick them, but unfortunately he kicked it out of bounds around the 15 or so.
1st down and 10. They spot it at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, done.
Oh,
that's Renner again. Huge hole breaking tackle across the 30 up to the 34-yard line.
Boy, he's playing for that. I'll tell you, he is so low to the ground on this run. It's just incredible. I'll bet you his shoulder pads were 2 feet off the ground in a couple instances like that. It's tough to tackle somebody when there's nothing to grab onto. Watch how low he gets in this. Just lowers his shoulder, goes underneath these people. It's tough to grab hold of anything to hit. All you got is a helmet coming at you with no legs to grab onto because you can't get underneath them. He's running very, very well today.
1st down and 10. Michael goes in motion as Renner again. And this time he still picks up 4 or 5. That's it. You can say what you want about staying low. When you're breaking 3 or 4 tackles like that, it's poor tackling as well. I mean, you've got to be able to wrap these guys up. If you know they're low, you got to get lower than they are. And that'll do it. We've come to the end of the first quarter. Chardon with a 13-0 lead. Riverside here in the second quarter, John, has got to, there's defensively the last couple drives they've been all right. Now they've got to turn around offensively and start moving the football.
I'll tell you what their problem has been so far is those 1st and 2nd downs. They've been going those 3rd and longs, which makes it automatic. Drop your secondary back a bit. It limits what you can do.
Yeah, it sure does. And Chardon will get the football. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 or 5. And the ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. And for Chardon wants to just keep the football, get another sustained drive. If they put it in the end zone one more time this half, I'm not going to say the game's over, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's definitely, as Riverside definitely at this moment has their backs to the wall. They need to score. At least they need to keep the ball away from Chardon for a while. Get themselves settled down a little bit. Their defense has been on the field an awful long time. Their offense the last couple of series have been 3 and out, and you just can't have that. Because you're sitting there, you can't score, well, you can score with a defense, but really a defense is just there to hold a team. When you're forcing them to be on the field all the time, you're taking a lot of toll on that defense.
2nd down and 5. Michael goes in motion. Neal to throw. Steps up, lets it fly, has a man open, and just off the fingertips of Kyle Bergen.
I'll tell you, he got behind him there, and Neal just overthrew him by a hair. Kind of a gutsy call for Chardon. It's one of those that they're not looking for. They're looking for them to just protect that 14-point lead, and boy, they play airball on this one. Just off his fingertips, as you see. He was behind Stokeham and the other defender.
Had his man beat, had Kyle Rodstrom beat. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. This is Michael going right side, and he gets across the 40 to maybe the 41-yard line. Going to be a 4th down and about 3. Actually, they're going to spot it right at the 40 now.
Well,
so 4th and 4.
Defense did their job. It's that offense to get untracked and give these little guys a little bit of a breather. They got to get something generated here, and like I said, it's that 1st and 2nd down. They got to get them. Give yourself a 3rd and short so your options are wide open there, because they're limiting themselves with these bad plays they're having on the 1st and 2nd downs.
Gary Renner into punt, snaps a good one. Gets off a line drive kick. And that's Rodstrom, who takes it at the 26-yard line and hip-hops his way out of bounds near the 40-yard line. So Riverside will have good field position once again, trying to get that offense on track. They have been unsuccessful so far.
Yeah, you can't go to the air. Somehow you got to come up with something just to get yourself going. I don't know, maybe just try to buck through the middle of that line, run a couple little counters, but you got to get those 3-4 yard plays going on 1st down, or you're just not going to go anyplace.
If you're watching this game in Chardon and it's Saturday, you can see this game again on Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 24. If Chardon wins, we'll be back. And we still need sponsors for games in the weeks to come, so you can contact the Chardon Boosters Club, because they'll be able to turn you on to what we need, or also get a hold of Dave Jevnikar at 286-9549 or 285-7654. We'll get you that number one more time. We've got some movement on the line, and it looks like it'll cost Riverside 5 yards, something they cannot afford to do at this point.
Yeah, that was that left side of that line that time moved. Before it was the right side. Yeah, this is something where you're sitting there, like I was talking to and alluding to, you got to have those good 1st, 2nd down plays. You can't start yourself in a hole, though. Make it 1st and 15. That just makes your task all that much tougher.
Light rain continues to fall here at Mentor Cardinal Stadium. I'm Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Chardon Hilltopper football with you tonight. 1st down and 15. 10:56 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Chardon leads it 13-zip. And they keep the ball on the ground, and they try to run Stokeham to the left side. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So 2nd down, 15. Seems to me last year, my good man, when we saw Chardon in the playoffs, got to the playoffs, boy, the defense got good, didn't it?
Yeah, the defense played just super throughout that playoff series. That was the one that did it.
They were good enough to go 10-0, don't get me wrong, but when they certainly took it to the next level.
That was experience. The year before is where they got their playoff experience as a squad, and it does make all the difference in the world.
Quick hitter fumbled the football, and Chardon recovers. Man, I tell you what, picking up the football is Nick Goshi.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts something fierce. Yeah, that was John Leskovich on that one. Just lost the football and a hit. Goshi was standing there, the opportune place, and just fell right on top of it.
John Leskovan fumbled the football, and that gives Chardon the ball back at the 18-yard line. Michael goes in motion. They hand it straight up the middle. There's Renner, touchdown. Man, oh man.
Boy, that looked like a replay from the other end of the field here, where they just blew open that whole inside of that line. Renner took it. Here it comes here. You're going to see just a straight ahead handoff right up. See the hole? There's the first guy that touches leg. And here's the second guy. That was just a wide open lane to take in for that touchdown. Beautiful blocking on that right side of the line. Again, that being Landis and Conroy. The guard center position there just blew open a big hole for him to go through.
I'll tell you what, how quick he gets to the line. He is so quick to get that first initial wave. Makar in to attempt a PAT. Last one was blocked. Tough snap, but this one is good. So with 9:45 to go here in the second quarter, Chardon bounces out to a score of 20-0. The confetti flies. Cover your coat, John, because the confetti's going to come through the window.
I'll tell you, Coach Anderson's probably at that sideline right now. Coming into this, he figured, well, this is it. I'm finally done with Neal. I'm never going to have to see this kid again. I'm just tired of seeing him. And all of a sudden, what do? They come up with this sophomore fullback who is just, you know, busting up the middle, scored his 3rd touchdown in this playoff game. Can he be starting to think, oh no, 2 more years of him?
Yeah. It hasn't been fancy, but you know what? When you've got Scott Neal and you've got the way this attack with Tim Michael and Bob Conroy and Gary Renner running that little weavy type offense that they do in this wing T, you have to pay special attention to Scott Neal, and those quick hitters are killing them. I think they're waiting for them not to hand the ball up the middle and waiting for Scott Neal to make the big play, and he hasn't had to.
No. I mean, why? Until Riverside proves they can stop Renner coming right up the gut, I'd run it, you know, until he passes out almost. Just keep going up the field. If it's working, use it. And it's working extremely well tonight for Chardon. Riverside, again, now they're hurting badly. They got to come back into it.
John Reeves to kick off once again. They send it in the direction of Kalish. And up and over to the 25-26 yard line. Boziacki was the one that actually came up, took that ball. So Riverside has the football again.
I think we had Pinnell and Brazes in on that tackle, coming from underneath and just taking his legs out away from him.
First down and 10 now. Riverside has the football at the 27.5 yard line. 9:25 and counting here in the opening half. The defending state champion Chardon Hilltoppers in rare playoff form already here in the first game. A little heavier rain starting to fall here at Mentor Cardinal Stadium. Nothing doing again up the middle.
I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the 3rd first down play that he's tried. That same play right to the left side, and it hasn't gone anywhere the first 2. I don't know why you'd think it'd go to the 3rd time.
Yeah, Stokeham with not much doing. Steve Taylor was the man who made the initial contact.
Oh yeah, he just shot through from his nose tackle position there, got into that backfield, and Stokeham didn't have a chance at all. They're going to have to come up with a, I don't know, they haven't tried the outside. I understand it's wet and all that, but you got to try something else because that opening play just isn't working for them.
Catalano rolls out, looks for Boziacki, who, there's a flag, yeah. There was contact before he got that ball. I think it was Chad Wyansek that came up and made the contact.
Yeah, it was good coverage, but he was just a hair early on the hit.
He sure did.
The ball was coming, he was on his back already. Just his timing was just a hair. As you can see, he's got the arm wrapped around him and on him.
Excellent
call. Yeah, there was
definitely pass interference on that one, but good tight coverage. Maybe just a hair too tight.
For Riverside.
Okay,
this is the football at the 40-yard line now.
Riverside's got to capitalize on this now. They finally got a break. You know, they got the ball going out on, they're getting close to midfield, getting decent field position. They got to make something happen. Hopefully it's not going to be Stokeham going off the left tackle again, because that hasn't been the opening play for them that's worked.
Catalano rolls out, little screen pass behind Leskovan, who had to spin around again. John had a good head of steam going. If that ball would have let him, he'd have picked up some significant yards, but the ball was thrown behind him, and in this kind of weather.
Yeah, as it was, if he had held on to it, it still would have been a 4-yard gain or so, which would have been a good opening play.
Now, there was a lot of room ahead of him, though.
Good athlete, the way he comes out, especially on a weak, wet field like this, where you can spin around, make an acrobatic move like that. It's excellent attempt by Leskovan.
Yeah, I tell you what, the rain is starting to fall heavier and heavier here, kind of like it was before. And right into the face of Riverside. 2nd down and 10. Catalano throws, hit as he throws. Intended for Rodstrom. That's off his hands. On the coverage, Todd Goodwin for Chardon.
Yeah, Goodwin's one of those for Chardon that made all CBC. Chardon had a whole horde of players, as you would well suspect. First team all CBC was Scott Neal, Tim Michael, Rob Conroy, Dave Pruce, Scott Platts, and Todd Goodwin. Second team were Ian Landes and sophomore running back who you've seen tonight, Gary Renner.
Third down, 10 yards to go. Rodstrom in motion. They hand it to the up back, John Leskovan. Bounces outside and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Just when you think there's a little bit of an opening, it closes up. Not much of a gain, maybe a yard, and that'll be a 4th down.
Yeah, they're not going to be doing up front. Chardon boys are just too big. They out-physical them. You see them all over. Dave Pruce wrapping them up. He twists away from him, and all of a sudden you got Goodwin coming up from his safety position. There's just no place to go for him.
Ben Stokeham to punt the football. 4th down and 9, 7:44 and counting. Montgomery, Lahadny go back. Good snap. The wind caught that ball and pushed it out of bounds. Got a little shank job going, but that wind is really whipping. If we get a chance to get a look at the flag at the one end of the stadium, that thing looks like it's ready to come off the pole.
Oh yeah, you could just see it pushing it back. He ended up with, I think, 13 net yards out of that one. So Chardon starts out with good field position from their own 45. That's
like they need the good field position.
Yeah, with 20 points up on the scoreboard right now, they don't need any more breaks.
I'm still digging this confetti out of my soda that I've got here from all the fans
these people
below.
in front of us have bags of it.
First down and 10. They hand the ball once again. It's Renner. Huge yardage inside the 40 to near the 35-yard line, but we do have a flag on the play back at the 45.
Which is probably the area where holding happens. Yeah, that time it was over Conroy and Pruce. He just ran off that right side and just blew open a hole for him again. I'll tell you what, from that CVC list I mentioned, there is one guy that I saw the list, and Coach Doyle, as a matter of fact, gave it to me. And incidentally, our Chardon stats came from Molly Cromwell, who just gave me all the information in the world. Thank you, Molly. There was one player that it just boggled my mind he was missing from this. We'll talk about him after this play.
First down, 20 yards to go for Chardon. Tim Michael gets it this time, and he cuts it back, picks up 5 or 6 yards across the 40 to near the 41-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, Tim Michael has a way of making a player look bad. He just has these instant cuts and just leaves players just hanging. Watch it. Look at the mobility here. Then he cuts it back again. It's just incredible. A player can end up looking like he's totally inept out there, and it's not his fault at all. Michael is just making him look that way.
John Leskovan and Matt Dahman made the tackle for Riverside. Gain of 6, second down 14, 6:35 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we will have the marching bands. Neal runs the option, and he keeps it. Nice play, because if he'd have pitched it back, that'd have been big trouble.
Oh,
Kept
yeah.
The play lost a yard, but a good loss of 1.
Yeah, Conroy was sealed. As a matter of fact, Conroy ended up by Slocum coming up and just dropping him on the deck. They had that sealed up very, very well. Going back to 2 plays previous, the one player that I noticed, it boggled my mind. Normally, players you can say, well, they don't quite have the stats, so, I can understand how they look at the stat sheets and all, but Kyle Bergen led Northeast Ohio with 9 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he just a super coverage. How he was left off the team just boggles my mind.
Neal to throw, man open.
Oh, nice.
Tim Michael caught the football down at the 40-yard line. Nice diving catch by Tim Michael.
Yeah, Neal laid that out there. They're giving him time. They've just got all cylinders working. Again, it begins with a pump fake to, or not a pump fake, a fake to Renner up the guts. They got to respect Renner now. Leads it out to beautiful. Just led him perfectly. Michaels just pulled it in. Concentration. That's what makes pass catches. The rain's coming down even harder now.
Coming down in buckets. They're starting to round them up 2 by 2 down below. First down and 10. And we got motion. Bob
just a
Conroy
little premature start there.
went in motion and somebody else jumped. But it's on the defense. I don't know if we'll get to see it here, but the left side of that Riverside line, when Conroy made his move, the left side jumped. Aren't you glad we're inside today?
Oh, very much. Like I was telling you before the game, the cold, you know, I don't enjoy it, but I can live with it. Rain, though, is just miserable. Absolutely miserable.
5 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the first half. First down and 7. And it's Renner again. Stays on his feet, keeps breaking tackles to the 15-yard line, and it goes back to, like I say, you've got a running back with all that desire, but you got to wrap somebody up. You got to tackle him.
Yeah, because he was at the line there, did a spin move to get away from him, came out, but like you said, they had legitimate shots at him. And oh, here it come on replay. Here comes Renner here. You can see there's no reason. 11 has a Rodstrom. He just spins away and just runs him over. Just flat out runs him over.
Kyle Rodstrom was the man that got run over. Nicely done.
Boy, I tell you, he's having one heck of, oh, wide open.
There's a touchdown.
Wide open.
Scott Neal
Bergen.
To Kyle Bergen. And the route is on, if it wasn't on already.
Yeah, that just restates my case. Why wasn't this kid all CBC? You know, even at receiver, he's got excellent hands.
We do have a flag on the play. What do we got? An eligible man downfield against Chardon, so they'll bring that back. So Riverside has dodged a bullet. Man, is it ugly out there tonight.
The way this is going tonight, it's just a temporary bullet. I think the chambers are all loaded for Chardon. They're playing extremely strong tonight.
They will spot the football. Where now? They're standing around the 20. They take it from give him a 5-yard penalty. So that'll make it first down and 15 yards. They'll mark it at the 19. Chardon leading 20-0. First half, 4:53 to go. Neal looks like he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Keeps the football. Pitches it back nicely, has Conroy. Conroy shoved out of bounds at about the 11.
There you go. That time, they decided to hold in more on Neal. He read it, just pitched it out. It's so tough to stop. Now they got the Renner thing. Renner has burned him something fierce tonight, so they got to hold in almost as him as the key one. Just when you do that, that's when he's going to do his magic with Conroy trailing. You can see he comes in on him, pow. There he is. Nobody covered Conroy in this particular one. He gets a nice gain out of it.
They shove him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Chardon can get a first down at the 4. Second down and 7. Michael in motion. Neal keeps it again, cuts his way back, looking for some room up the middle. 5, touchdown! Wow.
I'll tell you, Craig, this is almost starting to turn ugly. It really is.
It's not starting ugly, it's been ugly. Scott Neal, watch this. Up the middle. Easy to go down.
That's his strong point there, is the cut back against the grain, where he cuts it right back against. You know, he is so good at that. He's just such an excellent open field runner like that. Boy, they just got all cylinders working.
Scott Macar into attempt a PAT. Try to tack another one on. 4:39 to go here in the opening half. Oh my, it's 26-0. Blocked again. Now, the one thing Riverside's been able to do is block the extra points. They're batting 50%.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they've had 4 shots at them, you know, and that's those other 6 that come along with it is what's killing them.
So the Chardon faithful up on their feet as their defending state champion Hilltoppers try to take one more step closer. And as we said before, if this should stay the way it's staying, and we have no reason to believe that it won't at this point, we'll be back next week, and won't that be fun? And if we do come back, which we should be back next week, we're still looking for some sponsors for the games. Contact the Chardon boosters, tell them, hey, I want to be part of the Chardon Hilltopper football. Get the kids on TV again. Let John and I go to another game for free. Life is good. It's very good.
I tell you, it's great. I had so many people come up to me and tell me I was able to get a copy of this and send it to my sister out in California. She got to see her nephews play, and we've been international, Craig. I've actually been, it's kind of neat in that sense of, one, it's a keepsake. This is a moment for both squads. Win,
right.
lose, it doesn't matter. Making the playoffs is such an honor and a moment in your life that you never forget. You know, right now, Riverside's not enjoying it, but in retrospect, they can look back and, you know, even if it continues as it's going right now, they still have much to be proud of and happy to be into this, because there's not that many kids out there that get the opportunity to play in the playoffs, period.
That's right. John Reeves will kick off. After the kickoff, I'll let you know how you can help if you'd like to put the game on next week. Reeves with a nice kick. And I believe that's Kalish. And he gets punished across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. If you want to help out, if you want to be part of the sponsorship team that we have put together to bring you these games, get a hold of the Chardon Booster Club. Tell them, number one, you enjoyed watching the game and you want to help out next week and all the weeks to come. Or get a hold of Dave Jevnikar. You can get a hold of him at 286-9549 or 285-7654. And if you're taping the game and you missed the phone number, stop the tape, roll it back, write the phone numbers down. If you are watching this game and it's Saturday afternoon, hopefully the weather's better in Chardon than it is today, but if not, make sure you tune in again this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on Channel 24. We'll be back here again, another replay of the game.
Well, this has been, you know, it's an understatement with the score 26-0, but this has been a very one-sided game tonight. I think coming into this, we suspected the field conditions favor Chardon. Riverside is a smaller team. They're more a finesse team, which means, you know, passing, quickness to the outside and all. Once you get a sloppy field or something, your straight ahead teams have the advantage. And Chardon, with their size and it's just their propensity to go straight ahead and all, this is an ideal night. Boy, it certainly has worked out extremely well for them.
Alan Boziacki goes wide to the far side. You see him at the top of your screen. Stokeham got hit and spun around coming up off the deck. Let's see who that was. See who hits him. Somebody hit him. Yep, there he is. Steve Christopher wrapped him around and a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, he's in the game right now. Spelling Steve Taylor, who was a little bit ill yesterday. With this lead here, let him get healthy again. Give the other guys some opportunity to get in there and get some playing time in. Obviously, it didn't hurt him. Christopher knifing right through.
Second down 13, fumbled the football. Chardon gets it back. Boy, getting worse. Getting worse if you're a Riverside fan.
Well,
this thing just pops out, Jim.
Combination of wetness and just they're getting stuck in the backfield. These guys, ooh, that one wasn't stuck in the backfield, was it?
And it looked like,
yeah, it looked like a little high on the handoff.
With the fumble recovery, that's his second. The wind is really swirling now. The rain is coming down, and as my father would say, what's it supposed to do, go up?
Yeah, that's what, the third fumble for Riverside. Chardon turned the first 2 into scores.
First down and 10 on the 24-yard line. Tim Michael has it. Rodstrom comes up to make the tackle. Clock continues to run, 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Could be an interesting halftime show that we've got planned for you. We've got the marching bands coming up. Something tells me they may be standing in formation playing tonight, because it's going to be dangerous.
I think so. I think they're going to be on that rubberized track and not go out there, because it's pretty sloppy out in that field. That was good coverage that time, stringing it out. Dodd came from his cornerback position, came up, sealed it, so he couldn't get to the outside.
Second down and 9. Michael in motion. They run a counter, and this time it's Conroy. And Conroy bounces inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go first half.
Yeah, Chardon comes up with one of those, where'd they spot the ball?
We got a flag way on the far side. You see that over there, just at about the 18-yard line.
Oh, yeah, out of bounds?
Yep.
Okay, we'll see if we can pick up a penalty on this one. I quite honestly didn't see one.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on somebody. Might be too many men on the field. They'd consider that unsportsmanlike conduct.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Well, Riverside's moving back, so it's obviously must be on them. And they're moving back the other side of the stick, so we're on the first down here. Well, I'll tell you, that's not the type of penalty you want to get. They've been giving Chardon too much tonight with the turnovers, the penalties, which have hurt them both offensively and defensively. They've been, shooting themselves in the foot, though Chardon has played excellently.
They spot the ball at the 10, first down and goal. Renner, right side, inside the 5, falls forward to the 2 or 3 yard line. Another quick hitter to the right side.
Boy, Renner must be getting bored. He hasn't had a touchdown in a while. He's shooting to get into that end zone again. Last year, Renner was on the squad as a freshman, got some playing time here, there. He played behind Eric Ash, but boy, I'll tell you, he's sure taking the forefront today.
Flags fly and touchdown is called, but we'll have to wait and see. Illegal motion against Chardon will move them back from the 4-yard line
back
to the 9.
But the thing is, they're blowing them right off the ball. You can almost go right back to that exact same play, and he'll come close to scoring again. Yeah, the line of scrimmage is definitely being controlled by Chardon. They're defensively, their guys are penetrating, getting right into that backfield. Offensively, they're blowing them off the ball. I mean, not just pushing them back or anything. They're blowing open massive holes in that line of scrimmage.
Minute 36 to go in the first half. Chardon trying to add to a 26-0 lead. Renner, left side to the 5.
Yeah, they had him stopped a little earlier. They opened up a hole, got him into linebacker territory. Then Renner pumped the legs and took it forward for another yard or so. Good strong running again and good blocking on that left side of the line.
Down to a minute 10 to go.
This time he goes through Hardesty and Rick Conroy.
Not much doing. Third down, 5 yards to go for a touchdown. 57 seconds and counting. Neal keeps it, hip-hops his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Almost followed right behind Gary Renner. Renner kind of cleared the path and Neal hip-hopped behind him.
Okay, here it comes here. You can see him faking the Renner. He started to go, but like you said, he kind of turned it up and followed right through the little hole created by Renner. But that's his shiftiness. That's how Neal runs. He kind of goes, he looks. He's got that vision to look back to the inside again. Most players have the vision that looks outside, looking for the opportunities there. He's got that little angle to, well, on that particular player's left side. Oops, bad snap.
Bad snap, and Makar has to fall on it, so the third PAT is no good for Chardon. But the touchdowns have been very good, and it's a 32-0 lead here with only 53 seconds to go at halftime.
Okay, here comes the snap. You can see, look at that muddy field there. It's just tough to get that ball snapped. The ball's wet. You got to take it back 10 yards. It's hard to center a ball in a field like this, and then you have to spot it in this sloppy field. That's the one weakness Chardon has today. It's extra points. Unfortunately, that's 5 attempts for him, though.
Wow. 53 seconds to go. It's a driving rain here at Mentor Cardinal Stadium. Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we'll do our best to bring you the marching bands. Might have to give our camera guys just a little time to dry out here. Maybe change clothes, get a cup of coffee, get an umbrella, because it is a nasty, nasty night down on the field.
Well, I remember this point last year in the game, you asked me what I would do if I was Riverside, and I said I think I'd just go into halftime. They threw the quick slant over the middle for 6 points. So This time I would say they would go for whatever they can get because they can't afford to waste any opportunities whatsoever. Not down 32-0 on this scoreboard.
First down, ready to kick off here. See, I'm getting all confused-rated as well here.
Yeah, they need to hold Chardon out. Give time, maybe set up a longer pass.
Reeves's kick is taken by one of the up men who is across. It's across the 30 to the 32-yard line or so.
He almost got ahead of his blocking up front on that particular one. I don't know if the blockers didn't read it and just not drop back as far, or if, well, he still should be yelling he's coming up because he's the one with the vision to know. The other one's got to be looking downfield for somebody to hit. He's got to be watching the ball.
First down and 10. 34 seconds and counting here in the first half. A first half Riverside would soon forget. Another fumbled football. Stokeham had it. Somebody from Riverside covered it down below.
That was again.
Looked like.
That was again on the handoff. We was trying to get it to Stokeham. It looked like he stuck it a little low with that time on his hip. We'll have to see. There's the fake. Here's the counter back. Yeah, it was off.
He just dropped the football. He looked like he tried to switch hands and just dropped it. Thankfully, John Leskovan was there to cover it. And we have come to the end of the first half. A tale of two cities. Riverside is not real happy. Chardon is real happy. 32-0. We'll be back with the halftime.
that joke. It should be snow. It really should.
13 Riverside fans left.
You gotta teach me how to speak.
Our next number in the last edition is a Senior Puente Crew.
I did use
the best.
I didn't use it once.
The best. Oh, my license.
Really, you gonna take me out? Fuck on there. You can start by going to level 2. Take me out. No, seriously, if you want to
Oh shit, I forgot I have like this whole closet.
Thank you very much, Tim. We hope you enjoyed our show.
You just hit me in the ear.
I did.
You went.
I went to see if we got a piano.
Yes, I had a wood drop.
Hello? Oh, there you go. Thank you. Sorry, scared me to death there. It's okay.
Theoretically, you're coming.
Geauga Cable Access Corporation and TCI Cablevision of Ohio, in cooperation with Cablevision, proudly present the 1995 Ohio High School Division II football regional semifinals between the Riverside High School Beavers and the Chardon High School Hilltoppers. 32-0 is our score at halftime. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Chardon High School Boosters Club, the Riverside High School Boosters Club, Junction Auto Sales, dependability since 1931. Your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle, conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. By Clemson Excavating. By Chuck Oles Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. By Newman, Leary, and Bryce, attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building products for all your lumber and building material needs. By Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters, and all snow equipment is on sale now. Lawson Ford and Mercury, the largest Ford Mercury dealership in the Tri-County area. By Connecticut, water treatment equipment for home and industry. By Spear Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving Geauga County for 44 years. By Universal Disposal. By Friedabau Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. By the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261 Chardon. Waste Management of Ohio Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid waste and recycling needs. And Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. And by TCI Cablevision of Ohio, we're taking television into tomorrow. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, local community programming specifically for Geauga County. Welcome back to the second half. I'm Craig Dees along with John Walsh. It is not getting any prettier out here. The rain is coming. How would you like to be Don Anderson at halftime, John Walsh? Your team's down 32-0. It has not been a good half. The rain's picked up, and we got another 24 minutes of football. What do you tell them?
Essentially, you can't make adjustments. It's execution that's killing them. Holding onto the ball, wrapping on your tackles, tackling low. Like the one play that illustrated that was with that we had that nice close replay where Renner spun around with Rodstrom, but Rodstrom's sitting there on his shoulder pads. He's giving up 35 pounds to this running back here. You can't take this guy 35 pounds heavier and try to tackle him on the shoulder pads. You got to hit low, you got to wrap, you got to execute. And that's something Riverside's got to do to get back in and get some respect out of this game, make it more respectable. Theoretically try to get back into it. So halftime adjustments, I don't believe there is any. It's just a talk of, guys, this is it. You got to go all out for it. Execute.
We begin the third quarter. David now with the kick. It's a short kick taken by Bob Conroy. Conroy comes across the 35 and is slipping and sliding his way out of bounds across the 40.
Yeah, they're spotting it about the 42 or so. That's good field position for Chardon to start. That's something that Riverside didn't want to give to him because Chardon, thus far, it's been total domination in this. They've had field position. They've made the plays when they've had to, and everything's just gone their way.
Scott Neal at the quarterback brings out Conroy, Renner, and Michael in the backfield. We get started. Ball is at the 40. Conroy goes in motion. It's Renner. No, check that. Michael across the 45 and skids across midfield and down to the 49-yard line of Riverside before he is brought down by Mike Andrews.
That's real close to that first down stake there. I don't know if they're going to measure for it or what.
Rodstrom also helping out on the tackle. No, it's going to be just a little bit shy. No wasted effort tonight in the second half with the score 32-0. We'll make them pick up that first down.
Yeah, I get that. If you eyeball it, though, it looks to me like it was worth a measure. But like you said, 32-0. I think referees have taken the posture of why bother.
Michael, first down. Bounces outside, flags fly. Michaels gets to the 44-yard line, but this will be brought back. It was thrown right in the middle of the line, which is generally a holding call. I don't know about you, but did Chardon change their jerseys at halftime, or did they just hose themselves down? Because they certainly look cleaner than they did before the half is over, and holding is the call against the Toppers, and that'll back them up in one of the few mistakes they've made all night.
Well, I'll tell you, I was at their practice yesterday just to pick up some information and speak with Coach Doyle. One of the last things that the coaches told the kids was pack both jerseys, guys, in case you got to change it, you know, at halftime. If it gets real sloppy, it could be conditions like we're practicing in tonight, which, though it wasn't raining during their practice yesterday, it was sloppy.
Second down and a long 5 to go. John Walsh giving you the fashion of the Chardon Hilltoppers tonight as well. Straight up the middle they go. This is a new running back into the ball game for Chardon.
Bill Gilbert.
Bill Gilbert is in
Bill Gilbert's one of those players that just is hard-nosed. He spells all the backs. He can pick up any of the positions and all. He's a 3-year letterman. Well, this year makes him 4-year letterman, which when you're in a team of this caliber that's just been playing excellent and excellent, that's really speaks for his abilities all in itself.
Gilbert stays in the game. Renner is out. Conroy is the wing. Michael turns the corner across midfield to the 45 of Riverside, trying to hit to the far side, and does. Got one man to beat. He's down to the 20, to the 10, and dragged down at the 3-yard line. Had one man to beat, and I believe it was Ben Stokam, and Stokam tracked him down.
It looks to me like I think the game plan here is to get Michaels in the end zone. He's been their leading scorer this year with 13 rushing touchdowns. Renner had 7, Neal had 10. You can up those. Renner's up to 10 now, Neal up to 12. It's time for Michaels. That's what it looks like, because he's primarily been carrying back this half with one to Gilbert. The rest have been Michaels on carries.
They'll spot the football. It looks to be about the 3-yard line. First down and goal. Neal hands the ball to Gilbert, and Gilbert gets it down to about the 1.5-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down and goal. The rain has lightened up just a little bit.
Yeah, it's still coming down just enough to make the play a little bit cold, though it, be quite honest with you, it's probably a lot colder over in that Riverside sideline, because anything that they wanted to do differently, Chardon's just taken away with this opening drive right here, and they're right at the goal line again.
Third down, 1.5 yards to go for a touchdown. Check that second down. Gilbert left side, touchdown. Popped through a hole on the left side, and the lead has been extended at the 9:06 mark.
I tell you, this is reminiscent of last season where Chardon spread it out quite a bit, and all of a sudden they went to playoffs, and it became the Eric Ash show as they went totally from that fullback position. That's how tonight's shaking out. We had Renner in there first, Gilbert's in there right now. It's just fullbacks just punching over that goal line.
Scott Mackar to attempt a PAT. 2 out of 5 tonight. He's had 2 blocked and a slippery snap the last time. Gets this one off, and it is good. So with 9:06 to go, Chardon has extended the lead to 39-0. And who would have thunk this one? Not me.
No, this is unbelievable. I'm sure Coach Anderson wouldn't have expected this either. It's just been it's Chardon's night. That's about all you can say about it. Riverside's been making the mistakes all over. Chardon has taken advantage of every one of them. They've come out here, played good, solid, inspired football, held on to the ball. Riverside, on the other context, has been dropping the ball on the ground, dropping passes behind. Just a total lack of execution tonight. I think field conditions have hurt them a lot more tonight. They let that get into their head. Chardon, I think, is just ready to play in the slop, and they're just loving it. The scoreboard reflects exactly how well they're doing.
Don Anderson, before the ball game, I asked him, I said, well, who do you think the field conditions favor? He says, well, I guess if you're looking at it, it probably favors them a little bit because of they've got such a good running attack. And if you look back, Paul Catalano and Alan Boziacki, the fine pass receiving combination that have hooked up 26 times for 613 yards. I mean, there's 2 guys that every time that they pass the ball from one to the other, 23.6 yards of reception. A night like tonight, it's tough to throw the ball 23 yards down the field, never mind pick up that kind of yardage.
Especially with the charge Chardon's giving as well. John
Kalish on the return. And Kalish brings the football up near the 35-yard line. They scoop him out of the mud. And it is nasty between the 30s right now in this football. And you have to wonder now if this continues, where would the venue be next week? If, say, Madison pulls it off, this is the perfect venue to have the game because it's not that far from Chardon, not that far from Madison. But if this field doesn't dry out, is the state going to allow a game here? Who knows?
I would think so. They pretty much award their contracts based on what they have. And I don't believe Euclid has a playoff game this year.
No. Catalano to Stokeham. Stokeham got a yard. They're having no, and you could see the frustration right there.
I think you're pretty generous with your yard as well,
yeah,
Greg, because I'm not sure if he even got that much.
You could see the frustration of Ben Stokeham, and that was not in any way an unsportsmanlike thing. I think that is 2+ quarters of I can't get anywhere, and I gained a bunch of yards this season, and I can't pick up a yard against this team.
Yeah, the sad thing is they've ran against their league members. Tonight just wasn't their night. And yeah, like you said, the frustration just builds up of where all of a sudden, you know, things that you're customary doing, you can't get done.
Catalano to throw. He slipped and was heading down, but coming in to cover him is Scott Platts. I think when Riverside does look back at this game, I think it will boil down, John, to the execution. 2 or 3 times just fumbled the football without being touched, either with a missed handoff or trying to switch hands and the ball slipping loose, and you can't give a good team like Chardon any opportunities. And Chardon right out of the gate, 13 quick points, and it was at the 4:58 mark of the first quarter, 13 zip already. And they did the same thing last year. They dug themselves a hole. They couldn't dig themselves back out.
Yeah, especially not in the playoffs, because that intensity level is just up, and once you're down, it's hard to get back into it.
3rd and 16, Catalano to throw, and pass was intended for Boziacki, and that will be incomplete, and a 4th down coming up for Riverside.
Yeah, we had WeWereAthletes just cut in front of that, almost picked off his 4th interception this year. I'll tell you, those cornerbacks at Chardon are just outstanding. They just cover people, take it away. If the interior guys give you time to throw, because they got that rush in there. I'll tell you who's having a heck of a game there is Steve Taylor. Steve Taylor's been living in that Riverside backfield. They got to, if they're going to open up their passing at all, they got to find out a way to keep him out of there.
Stokeham in the punt. We got movement on the front line. The Chardon players are clapping their hands, so. But then again, so's the Riverside players. So we'll have to see who exactly was guilty of jumping off sides or twitching on the line. There's Dave Jevnikar.
It's still going to be a punting situation either way. Even if it is on Chardon, it's not enough yardage to give them the 1st down.
Well, the referees are trying to sort things out. The rain has lightened a little bit. I'm looking down at the extremely wet flag at the one end of the field, and it's still rippling pretty good. I think, again, you got 12 men on the field because number 56 of Chardon came off the field, Mike Pinnell. That is considered unsportsmanlike conduct. It's a 5-yard penalty. Or no, or did they do something worse? Wow, more than that, 10 yards maybe. Now
15, we're 4th and 1. Well, it was 4th and 16 before. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, see now before they marked it, well maybe it was only half the distance to the goal. I'll have to get a ruling on that for next week to see if that is the call. I've seen that called before for too many men on the field.
I never knew it was referred to as an unsportsmanlike conduct, though. Wow, that seems stiff. 15 yards.
Yep, and where they spot it, I don't know. Each lineman came, the linesman came in, and they were about a half a yard apart.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Chardon's pointing, as is Riverside. We'll have to see in the replay if we can see where.
Stokeham fell forward at least.
He rolled for that last roll, probably made it real, real close.
Boy, I tell you, if he got it, John, he got it by the nose of the football, because we're almost dead in line with where that ball is.
Yeah, this one they'll measure. The one before that, it was awful close, they didn't. This one is an important one for Riverside.
See what they have. Like I said, if he got it by an inch.
Length of a ball.
Yep, got it. 1st down for the Beavers. So Riverside continues to move the football in this drive, courtesy of an unsportsmanlike penalty call. We are down to 7 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Chardon leading by a score of 39-0.
I'll tell you, that's, by my recollection, that's only like the 3rd 1st down Riverside's had today. Total domination by the Chardon team.
Kyle Rodstrom in motion now. He stops. Catalano on the delay. It's Stokeham. Stokeham through a hole on the left side and gets across to the 47-yard line. Coming up to make the play is Nick Goshi. Looked like he had some room, and Goshi all of a sudden came up.
Oh yeah, they're quick there, but he went a little wider. That's much better. Good block there by 46. Right. He just blew him to the inside. That's much better. They're going to have to do stuff like that. If they're going to run the ball, they're going to have to go a little bit wider, because I tell you, that interior between the ends, they're not getting nothing done in there. Yeah, that was Rodstrom. I think they had that big block on that corner. They kind of gave it to him.
5:58 to go. 2nd down and 8. Catalano going to keep it. Going to wish he had, because he lost the yard and got punished in the process.
He'd probably lost 3 if he had given it up, though, so it was kind of lesser of 2 evils.
So Scott Platts trying to get up off the ground at the 45 and not put his hands in the mud. Got up, kind of wobbly.
Coach Doyle yesterday was talking about Scott Platts. He said, to his recollection,
recollection.
Thank you very much. Yeah, very much so. Platts is the first linebacker or first player he's ever had that has had over 100 tackles 2 seasons in a row.
Wow. Rodstrom in at quarterback, keeps it on the keeper, gets flung out of bounds. Rick Conroy grabbed him around the waist and threw him out of bounds.
I tell you, they're starting to take that away. Riverside is trying to stretch it out, widen the field a little bit, go to the outside, and it's Chardon finally adjusted. They let him have 4 yards on one play, but they've shut that down totally since. Boy, they're just playing inspired ball out there today. Again, Riverside is facing their 4th down here. Chardon, I'm sure, took a head count, make sure they don't have that extra guy out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. You'll have to talk to Coach Doyle this week and find out, but I'm almost positive. Boy, we're glad we could join you here tonight for this ball game. A tighter ball game would have been a little more fun. And the punt somehow is not blocked and will roll and be downed at the Chardon 37-yard line. And now I think you have to wonder, how long do you hang with your starters? Not because you don't want to run up the score. You're in the playoffs and all bets are off. But you hate to see somebody pull a hamstring or turn an ankle or on this slop with a 39-0 lead.
To be quite honest with you, this game's well in control.
Exactly.
39-0. We're coming on the 4-minute mark, 3rd quarter. I think it's really time for both squads to give kids opportunities to play in a playoff game.
Scott Neal will come out as the quarterback, at least for this series. They hand it to Michael. Michael gets to the 37, and that's all. Nice gang tackling there by Stokeham.
He lost his helmet on that one.
Ben lost his head. Kids, I tell you what, you look at a kid like Stokeham and you want to see this hit that he makes. Frustrated offensively, but still playing hard on
Michael's
defense.
trying to string it out, and they just strung it out real nice there.
Nice hit. But I mean, very easy for him, who's not having a successful night running the football, just to hang your head, but he's not that kind of player.
That was
the kind of player who's going to play both ways and play as hard as he can.
It was a good tackle in that one. He got his head in front, which you have to do when you're coming on a thing. If you go from the side, have the head behind, they can slip off you.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Michael goes in motion. Neal going to keep it. He's to the 40, 45, 50, tight roping down the sideline before he's slid out of bounds. They get style points on a play like that. Matt Dahman hanging on, and those guys did a slide that started at the 41-yard line and ended up at about the 37.
Boy, that was incredible how he stayed in bounds. He must have had 1.5 feet to work with, and he probably got 10 extra yards out of that 1.5 feet of width. Incredible balance.
1st down and 10 for the Toppers. 2:57 to go. 39-0. They lead it here in the 3rd quarter. This time it's Conroy. Conroy cuts back up the middle. Beautiful cut. and he falls forward to the 35-yard line. That was beautiful, huh?
Where did he find footing to make a cut like that? That's incredible. That was like a 90-degree cut, and I don't know how you could do that on a field. He's on one of the sloppiest areas of that field, too. How he can make that cut is incredible. Watch here, he's coming out. Watch him plant and go. Look at that. Look at where that mud just kicking up there.
Ooh.
Incredible. How could you do that?
John Lescavan knew where he was going, and he couldn't make the cut in order to corral him.
No.
2nd down, 4, gain of 6 on the last play. Neal to Penner. Penner again to the 10, to the 5, touchdown.
Oh man, that's 4 touchdowns tonight for the sophomore running back Renner.
35-yarder.
Look at the blocking. Look at that blocking. Man, they just open up a lane there. Again, untouched till he gets down near the goal line. And then it's just too late. Again, Stokeham in there.
Yep, kid's playing hard.
He's playing a super game.
Gary Renner. Wow, what a night. What a night.
Yeah, this is the kind you dream about going into playoffs, having a 4-touchdown night. It's become a reality for the sophomore running back.
Scott Mackhart to attempt a PAT. And there's another one that is good. So with 2:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter, cover your sodas once again, because here comes the confetti. 46-0 is the score. And I want to tell you before we do anything else that if you're watching this game on Saturday, you can watch it again. And if you're a Chardon Hilltopper fan, I'm sure you're going to want to. This Tuesday night coming up at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 24. And now that Chardon appears to be well on their way to victory, sponsors for next week's game are still needed. You can contact any of the Chardon Booster Club members or get a hold of my hero, Dave Jevnikar, at 286-9549. That's 286-9549, or you can call him at 285-7654. That's 285-7654. Looking forward to being with you, hopefully, down to Paul Brown again. You feel like another trip to Massillon, Mr. Walsh?
Oh, I'd love to.
Wasn't that great?
Love to. I'll tell you, I don't believe we're going to see Scott Neal anymore tonight. I just saw Pete McDonald, backup quarterback, over on the sideline practicing his option pitches. So I'm pretty sure next time we go out there'll be no number 12 in the field for Chardon.
Offensively, just clicking. I mean, this is a Riverside team now that has only allowed a little under 9 points a game for the last 9 games of the year. So it wasn't like they went 9-1, scored 40 points, and gave up 35. You've got a good defensive team that Chardon, quite frankly, is going through like they're standing still.
Yeah, it's just...
what a testimony to the offensive unit of Chardon. Then here comes the kickoff, and that will be taken by Boziacki. And he is dragged down to the turf. Scott Mahadney. Man, nice open field tackle. Alan Boziacki trying to turn the corner, couldn't do so. And with 2:01 to go, Riverside will get the football back, but they do trail it 46-0.
I tell you, that Scott Lahadney goes 125 pounds. He is absolutely fearless. I have seen him go blocking for baggies on the kickoff teams as well as the receiving teams. I've seen him blocking for backs where you see his whole body shaking from hitting a 200-some-pound kid. Kid's just got amazing heart in him.
Catalano, hands gonna keep it. Going deep, looking for Boziacki, a little underthrown and almost picked off.
WeWereAthletes was back there, head in his hands. I guess he played dropsy with that. He beat him, though. He got behind him. As you'll see nice here, fake. He just Catalino underthrew it there.
Yeah, really. Looks good, but it's headed right for the shirt.
Yeah, slippery ball to receive both from the defensive player as well as the offensive player.
Joe Kalish is now in the backfield for Riverside. He's the guy with the clean uniform who's playing tailback. We have seen him on special teams tonight. 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Beavers. 1:29 to go. They hand it. It's the up back Lescavan.
I'll tell you, this may not bode well on the streets of Chardon when people see me or something, but right now I'm rooting for Riverside to score. Just you know, I mean, these kids have had a tremendous year, and to be shut out in the playoffs would be a little devastating. I sincerely hope they can push it in and get something going here.
And if you're a Chardon fan, we're looking for a new partner for me for next week because John won't be with us. Those phone numbers I gave you.
I'll be hung on the gazebo up in the town square, but
I know what you're saying, though. Kevin Rodstrom goes in motion. They hand the ball to Kalish, and Kalish goes nowhere. Scott Platts once again coming up to make the play. Joe Kalish, a sophomore.
Yeah, they just they can't get nothing going. You know, it's almost one of those where you want to go for it on 4th down, but why? You know, try to punt the ball away. You really can't just give them another 7 points.
Well, I don't think we'll have too much trouble getting out of here tonight, because the faithful on the far side can only ask them to be so faithful. The Riverside folks have buttoned up the umbrellas for the most part. Stokeham into punt, gets it away, and it will bounce and will be covered at the Chardon 38-yard line, and that's where the Toppers take over. 1st down and 10, trying to see who is coming out at quarterback here, and I do believe you're right, my good man. Pete McDonald, the junior, the heir apparent.
Very possibly so. He's a junior, like you said. And I'll tell you, I have seen him play. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. I've seen him play JV ball before and all, and he is a fine quarterback. Unfortunately, he's behind one of the greats.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, as long as we've got it here, we'll keep it right here. I do want to tell you that this program is being brought to you by the Geauga Cable Access Corporation in conjunction with support from the Chardon community. The Cable Access Corporation is currently contacting townships and villages for funding from your cable television franchise fee. This is a fee paid by cable subscribers each month. If sufficient funding is obtained, programs such as commencements, concerts, sporting events, and other school-oriented programming will be carried on the Cblvsn system. GCAC is a private entity and is not associated with Cblvsn. Programming such as this can only be funded by your support and the franchise fee cable subscribers pay each month. If you'd like to see more programming such as this, please let your local government officials aware of your opinion. Thank you for your support, and in particular, our many thanks go out to the Chardon High Booster Club. And speaking of the Booster Club, they're selling terrific coupon books, stuff all full of savings. These coupon books, they're not the entertainment books that you see floating around. They're books that contain coupons from local area merchants. It's an exclusive offer from the Boosters Club with over $1,500 in savings. Each book has that many savings in it. And get a hold of the Chardon Booster Club member for your special coupon book. Christmas just around the corner. Hey, nice stocking stuffer there. We begin quarter number 4, and it is Pete McDonald as the quarterback.
Okay, and though you don't have Scott Neal on the field, there is a Neal on there right now. Jeff Neal is taking over at the center position for Chardon, replacing Ray Landis.
You have to bear with us here to see exactly who is in the backfield now for Chardon, as it looks like it's snowing outside.
Oh,
with
something
the
fierce, incredible amount.
Right up the gut they go, and I think that was Dan Anderson. Let's see, coming up off the pile. Yes, it is. Dan Anderson is now in the game, number 11. Well, they say you can't tell the players without a program, and we're trying like heck right now to straighten everybody out and give them their due. It's nice for Chardon to be able to get some of the youngsters in, because it'll never hurt you having this type of experience in the ball game.
Well, I'll tell you, Anderson got some playing time during the season. Looked very, very good. He's also an excellent wrestler, too.
Ryan Beeler is also into the game. 3rd down, 2 yards to go, 10:40 and counting. And there's a fumble. Ball is loose, recovered by Riverside. So the Beavers will get the football back.
Yeah, close to midfield. They're in their territory, about their own 49, but
hopefully get a chance to see this thing pop out. That was Bill Gilbert. Sure-handed Bill Gilbert.
Yeah, not sure he really got the ball well that time, to be quite honest with you. You'd have to see it again, but nonetheless, it's a break for Riverside. And, maybe they can finally get something going, and put some points on that scoreboard.
First down and 10 now. Riverside has the football just on their side of midfield. And a nice run going and flying out of bounds. Joe Kalish with a nice run for Riverside, one of the bigger plays.
Yeah, I'm looking down on the field. I'm not sure if they've watered down any of their defense. It looks pretty much like all the starters there.
There's Kalish going. Guess who's there? Scott Platts. A couple of 20s hooking up. Scott Platts has played a whale of a game.
He does week after week. That's what, like I said, he's had over 100 tackles the past 2 seasons. So, yeah, his name gets mentioned quite a bit.
First down and 10 now. And juggling act, I think that was Rodstrom who had the football. I think that was Kyle who had it and juggled it and somehow held on to the football. That's a heck of a play. That thing looked like it was going to squirt out of there. Yeah, I think that was Kyle.
Yeah, we got Christopher coming in the middle again. And I see Bartholomew out and playing a 1 defensive end position. Short of that, the defense looks pretty intact for Chardon.
Yep. Dave Jevnikar tells us that Kenston is winning their ball game. 18-zip over Revere in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's not that surprising. Kenston is a strong football team. Bad snap.
Catalano fumbled the snap, picked it up and leaned forward and might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. We're down to 9 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the ball game. Let's take a look at this. Just couldn't get the handle on it.
See what caused it, no. Ooh. Nope. Just heard from the public address announcer. Northeast Conference is not having a real good night tonight as Amherst is taking Madison right now, 25-0.
Third down, little over 10 to go, 8:36 to go in the ball game. Riverside trying to get on the scoreboard and salvage something out of this dismal night. Catalano, a little dump pass, and he threw it behind the intended receiver. He was looking for Kevin Rodstrom,
who was double covered that time. Kyle Bergen was hanging all over him, as was Todd Goodwin. Both of them just blanked. There was really no place. If he had thrown a good pass tight into the receiver there, it probably would have been picked off by one or the other.
4th down and 10. Boziacki comes to the near side. Kyle Rodstrom goes in motion. It is a delay. They hand it to Kalish. Kalish pushing forward, got the first down inside the 23-yard line.
Just kept those legs moving. You know, he got stood up, met about 4 yards away from the marker there, and they just kept those legs pumping to get good running, hard running by the Riverside back.
So they'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line, maybe the 23. Riverside as close to getting in the end zone as they've been all night.
Oh yeah, this is by far their deepest threat. I'm not sure if they've even got over the midfield stripe before.
Paul Catalano in the huddle. Brings the troops to the line of scrimmage. 8:17, the clock is stopped. Catalano to throw, looking. Has a man, that's Rodstrom, and he caught it and goes down at the 2. Kyle Rodstrom going up and over. One of the good ones, too. Kyle Bergan was on the coverage. Well, you see the rain just pelting down.
Well, I tell you, Bergen was right there. It was just a case of he got just that hair better position and was able to pull in the reception. Good catch.
8 minutes, 11 seconds. Clock is stopped. We're at Mentor Cardinal Stadium, and Mentor, Chardon leads at 46-0. Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Riverside trying to get in. They pitch it back to Kalish, going left side, and he slipped. Got tripped up. I think that was Platts again. It was.
Yeah, as he knifed into the backfield there. Read it, flowed outside, just penetrated in and just took away his ankles.
Tell you, if you look, looking at the crowd below, and there's still a lot of Chardon folks here, and look at the tops of those umbrellas with all the confetti stuck to them. That's going to be fun to get off of there.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be lots of them in car trunks and back seats.
You're hosing each other down before this thing is over with. Second down, goal to go. Little pop pass across the middle, it's intercepted.
Right in the end zone, picked off.
Scott Platts again. And there's the frustration of Riverside. Getting himself up off the deck was Kevin Rodstrom.
Oh man, I guess it just wasn't meant to be for them.
Well, I hate to use this analogy on a night like tonight, but when it rains, it pours.
Ooh, I hate for you. Boy, you dug deep for that one, Craig.
Yes, I did. It's 46-0. I mean, got to dig deep. 7:26 to go, and Chardon gets the football back. Pete McDonald getting some playing time here.
So you got Eric McBride in there.
Yep. Eric McBride will be going to the far side. We've also got, it looks like a double 4 in there as well. Jason Johnson is into the game as well. And this time, they hand the football to Zach Brazis.
I'll tell you, Zach Brazis next year will probably take over Michael's position. He's just he's fast. He's just a blazing fast, slashing runner, similar to the type Michaels is.
How many passes has Chardon thrown tonight? 3 or 4, maybe?
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah, I just was thinking back. It doesn't seem like they've thrown a whole lot. Second down, 2 yards to go, 6:53 and counting in the ball game. Chardon trying to just run this thing out right now.
The truth is they haven't had to throw tonight.
Nope, they have not.
They've kind of used the pass as just something to offset where they weren't looking for it.
Jason Johnson picks up the first down as he rumbles to the 34-yard line.
This is nice. We can get some of those kids that don't get that much playing time. They actually can always, you know, if they never play again, they can always say, I played in the playoff game.
Yep.
That's just a great feeling for them.
And for Don Anderson and his Riverside Beavers, they got to just have nightmares about this Chardon team. It's the only team they haven't beaten in 2 years. Beat everybody else. Lost to Chardon 4 times.
Now.
McDonald gonna roll out, pitches it back. Flags fly, Dan Anderson has it, and Anderson doesn't get much. Doesn't get any. Loses 3 or 4 back to the 30-yard line. Thought a flag. Yeah, there is a flag.
Yeah, there was one thrown there. I'm not sure exactly what it was. There wasn't a block where he threw it. It was a holding. I guess there was a block of some sort. Because he kind of threw it towards the backfield area there.
Let's take a look at it. Nowhere to go. Look at who made the tackle, too. It looked like, I believe that was Stokeham. There's either Stokeham or Rodstrom. Can't tell the 46s from the 48s right now.
Yeah, they kind of blend in on that muddy field out there. I'm guessing it was Stokeham, though, because it looked like a taller, lankier player.
First down and a bus ride. They hand the ball off. I think that was Johnson who gets it back to the 24-yard line. Yep, there he is. Jason Johnson comes up off the deck.
Chardon's going to have to punt. Boy, there's a rare occurrence tonight.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've only seen Gary Renner 1 time in punt formation, right?
I believe so.
See if he's the one that's going to do the punting.
That was like the 2nd or 3rd possession of the start of the game.
Chardon's going for it, 2nd and 19. Oh, it's only 2nd down. When did we think it was 4th down? Sticks on the far side were screwed up, and we weren't paying attention. Flags fly. So the ball is at the 24-yard line. 2nd down, about 20 right now. Now it's 2nd and 25.
Trying to see who's still out there for the Stars. See Ken Hardesty still at his tackle position.
See if we can get another look at what happened if we got some movement. Oh, there it is on the right side of the line. Oops.
I didn't move.
Nope. Even worse when they catch you on the replay. So 2nd down and 24-25 to go. McDonald hands the football to Anderson. And Dan gets to the 21-yard line. 4:46 and counting. They got another flag down there now.
You see at the one tackle, they got Denny Benvenuto playing. He's got that number 50, which was Rick Warner's last year. I'm sure you remember that number.
Oh, nice leap.
Ooh, no. I don't like leaving your feet. Well, there's a personal foul on Riverside here, which advances the ball for Chardon.
Hey guys, you want to stay down, please?
So the personal foul on Riverside turns it into a 2nd down, and it looks to be about 7.5 or 8 yards to go for Chardon. Oh, gee whiz. Anderson had his progress stopped by a very muddy player from Riverside. If we can get a replay of that. Well, you said you didn't like. You said you don't like those jumping, and boy.
No, and he got hit when he was in midair too. He was lucky. He almost broke. Ooh. I don't know how he kept his feet. That's that wrestler balance coming at you.
Might have been Brad Stead.
Boy, that, you know, looking at that on replay, that was a mighty quick wrestle. I don't know if I'd call his forward progress stopped.
3 minutes, 52 seconds to go. It's a 3rd down and 8. McDonald gonna put it up. Looks across. Great catch. Oh.
About a yard shy, though, it looks like. Depending on where they...
Dan Anderson. Can't wait to see this thing. Dan Anderson, what a great catch. Tough grab.
Good delivery by Pete McDonald as well. Well, he put some fire on that ball.
Wow, what a catch. That thing was very much behind him. 4th down and a yard to go. And Shane Bartholomew will be in to punt for Chardon. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go. They're waiting.
Saw Keith Jenkins just come out. He was playing the other tackle position.
Had a flag, may have a delay. I thought Chardon might have been waiting to see if Riverside would jump. The delay will move them back another 5.
That's a good approach. I mean, I could hear people in front yelling, go for it, go for it. That's really not the sportsmanlike thing to do. If you can get them to jump or something and give it to you, though, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good approach.
Now the Sticks have it at 3rd down. But it's really 4th
scoreboard down. Says 4th, and I believe it is 4th.
These guys are confused.
Either that or they're just going to punt on 3rd.
Yeah, 4th down and 6. 2:56 to go. The snap is a good one. Bartholomew with an end-over-end punt that will bounce. Cblvsn was thinking about picking it up, and Riverside will have the football at their 37-yard line. Stokeham was also there, and he got shoved out of the way, and he limps toward the far sideline. 2:47 to go. Chardon back on defense. An impressive night of football for the Chardon Hilltoppers, defending state champions and playing like it. Painesville Riverside got to be thinking, can't we be lucky enough to draw somebody else?
Yeah, it's just incredible. It shook out that they almost might have been better losing to Madison, fall into that 4th playoff spot there.
Right.
Though it doesn't sound like Madison's having a real pleasant night tonight either.
So it would be Amherst against Chardon.
That's what it appears.
What's halfway between? Maybe back out to Solon.
Well,
possibility. They won't know anything till Sunday night. The coaches, I think, have to go all the way back down to Columbus again, get their little playoff deal, and then we'll know first thing Monday, and wherever it is, we'll be there.
Yeah, it kind of lends itself to go a little bit towards the west side of Cleveland, just because Amherst is based that way. They do have the #1 seed by the rankings and the computer points. They finished the region with the #1 ranking.
So they wind up the clock as Riverside gets the football back with 2:42 and counting. Kyle Rodstrom is now the quarterback. We've seen him a couple times back there tonight. Kalish is the deep back in the I formation. Rodstrom, the lefty, rolls out, slips through a tackle, but doesn't do him any good. Gets flung out of bounds by Kyle Bergen.
Well, I tell you, he did look like he was greased on that one.
Sure did.
Christopher, again, knifed right through into the backfield there, had him for dead rights for about a 5-yard loss, and just kind of slipped down him with all the mud and stuff on his jersey.
Second down, 14 yards to go.
Yeah, this turned into a very, very ugly game, and it turned that way rather quickly. This is not at all what we expected. We expected a shootout between two fine teams.
Yep. Second down and 14. Not much doing there for Kalish.
See, Aaron Thomas is making his way onto the field. Another player getting some time as a junior.
Third down and 14. Let's take a look at that play one more time. Ooh. I don't know if you got a chance to see Ian Landy's got that ankle. Rolled it. Rodstrom, the quarterback, gonna run with the football. And he slips and slides near the 40-yard line.
Little shy of the first down, though.
About 3 yards shy. And that rain continues to fall sideways. I don't think it's really downpoured straight down all night. It's been raining sideways for pretty much the ball game. Get another nice look at this run by Kyle Rodstrom. Just got him by the ankle. Fourth down, 3 yards to go. We're down to 57 seconds to go in the ball game.
A nice tackle by Ryan DeWeese on that particular play.
They pitch it. Joe Kalish doesn't get the first down. Picked up 2, maybe 3, and that'll be shy of a first down.
Yeah, I couldn't see who that was, if that was Montgomery or I can't even read the number of the player there.
Came up about a yard shy, and Chardon will get the football back. They should be able to take a knee and be done with it. Very impressive evening of football for the Hilltoppers.
And a great season for Riverside. It's just unfortunate it ended out here in the sloppy conditions today.
Yep.
Can't take away from a fine season, though. You got to look back at it that way. You've been here. I mean, you didn't have the prettiest game or nothing, but you got the opportunity to be here.
Yep.
Cherish that.
There's not a lot of teams that get to play 11 regular season or 11 real games that count.
That's right.
And unfortunately, once you get into the playoffs, you're going to get beat unless you're the one team in that division that is lucky enough to win it. As you see the clock winding down, McDonald hands the ball up the middle, and the ball game is over. And the Chardon Hilltoppers, in their quest to repeat as state champions, steamroll over the Painesville Riverside Beavers by a score of 46-0. We'll keep it right here. We'll get a couple parting shots before we go into our close. And John, it started in the first quarter. You had a 45-yard run by Renner, followed by a 29-yard run, and at the 5-minute mark, basically, it was 13-0, and it was Riverside and Chardon all over again from last year. Riverside dug themselves a hole that became insurmountable and got worse as the night progressed.
Yeah, this one started out from the opening of the game where Chardon just dominated here. Last year, it was a case Riverside played with them for a half. Second half, Chardon took it over, but unfortunately, Riverside just got out of this one very, very early, and once you get down that far in a playoff game where everybody's playing a higher level, it's tough to get back into it.
Sure is. Well, that's going to do it for this week of playoff football. As we said, we will be back again next week with some more Chardon Hilltopper football, wherever that may be. If you're watching this on Saturday, you can watch it once again on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock right here on Cablevision Channel 24. I'd like to tell you that Geauga Cable Access Corporation and TCI Cablevision of Ohio, in cooperation with Cablevision, has brought you this 1995 Ohio High School Division II football regular semifinal game between the Riverside High School Beavers and the Chardon Hilltoppers. Tonight's game has been brought to you by the Chardon High School Boosters Club, the Riverside High School Boosters Club. We really thank the folks at Riverside for helping us out with this tonight. Junction Auto Sales, dependability since 1931. Your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle. Conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. Clemson Excavating. I will say that right one time. Clemson Excavating. Chuck Old Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. Newman, Leary, and Bryce, attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building Products for all your lumber and building material needs. Powder's Lawn and Sports Center. Your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters. All snow equipment is on sale now. And isn't that a scary thought? And it's the truth, though. Lawson Ford and Mercury, the largest Ford Mercury dealership in the Tri-County area. Connecticut, water treatment equipment for home and industry. Spear, Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving Geauga County for 44 years. Universal Disposal. Friedabaugh Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. The Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261 in Chardon. Waste Management of Ohio Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid waste and recycling needs. Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. And by TCI Cablevision of Ohio, we're taking television into tomorrow. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, your local community programming specifically for Geauga County. Well, that's going to do it from Mentor Cardinal Stadium. The first step to renewing a state championship for the Chardon Hilltoppers has been taken. 46-0, the Hilltoppers defeat the Riverside Beavers. For my partner, John Walsh, I'm Craig D saying so long from Mentor. We'll talk again next week, and give us a call if you can help us out. There's the final score. It's Chardon 46, Riverside 0. Till we meet again, be safe, everybody.